There are a lot of crazy laws in each state, so let's get right to it right here on American Eye. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Number 50. Alabama. It might seem like common sense to you, but someone out there decided that it would be important to make it a law that you can't drive around blindfolded here. Being able to see while driving is certainly something you need to do. Number 49. Alaska. You might be tempted to keep your pooch in the back seat of your convertible while driving through Alaska, but that's a crime punishable by law. The back seat is off limits unless the dog's tail can wag 46 inches or higher. Number 48. Arizona. In Arizona, it's actually illegal to let your donkey sleep in a bathtub. Well, where the heck is he supposed to sleep then? This is actually still law enforced to this day. In the 1920s, a dam flooded and a rancher's house was destroyed who was keeping a donkey in his bathtub. Others claim this is kind of a joke law since Arizona is primarily a Republican state and the symbol for Democrats are donkeys. Number 47. Arkansas. If any of you accidentally pronounce this state Arkansas, you'd essentially be breaking the law in the state of Arkansas. Ever since 1881, it's been illegal to pronounce the S. This is supposed to reflect the French heritage of the state. Pronunciation police are not just on YouTube, they're out there. Number 46. California. Other countries around the world might make you pay for plastic bags, but California has taken the next step and just completely banned them. This is for environmental reasons and basically because plastic takes forever to erode. Number 45. Colorado. Here in this state, it's actually illegal to keep a couch in your front porch. It's believed that the reason it's illegal was because that they can catch on fire easily during bonfires, which many people in this state enjoy. Number 44. Connecticut. According to Connecticut, a pickle must legally be able to bounce a certain height before it can be considered a pickle. In the 1800s, a man was apparently ripping people off by trying to sell cucumbers as pickles. How outrageous. Number 43. Delaware. No matter how beautiful your dog's cat or fur is, you better not try to sell it in the state of Delaware because that could be illegal. This is a good law to have, and you don't want pet stores to be selling people animals where they could potentially be making money by skinning them. Makes sense. Number 42. Florida. In case you end up in the emergency room in Florida while attending the Ultra Music Festival, you can feel secure that your doctor won't be getting too nosy and ask if you own a gun. For some reason, this exists as a law, and if you're a Second Amendment supporter here, that won't be used against you. Number 41. Georgia. In the state of Georgia, if you're thinking about getting a boat and living on the ocean somewhere, try to keep in mind that being an outcast in the Peach State is illegal. You aren't allowed to live on a boat for more than 30 days without giving written reasons why you've decided to do this. Number 40. Hawaii. In the state of Hawaii and in a couple other states, they've actually banned anyone from installing billboards in their state. Some claim that this has a negative impact on Hawaii since it makes it harder for political campaigning and an increase of people waving signs around on the side of the street. Number 39. Idaho. In the state of Idaho, there's a little city known as Boise. If you came here for some fishing, you might want to leave your giraffe at home. This is because it's illegal to fish on the back of a giraffe. Also in Idaho, no fishing with dynamite. Sorry if we ruined your weekend plans. Number 38. Illinois. Better not rely on your credit and debit card too much while you're in Illinois. It turns out that you should carry at least $1 on you at all times or risk being arrested for vagrancy. Anything less and police officers might be making an arrest. Number 37. Indiana. If you're looking for some milk, you've gone to the wrong store if you've gone to the liquor store. That's because it's illegal for them to sell milk despite them being able to sell all kinds of other drinks. Maybe people who go in there for milk will get corrupted and end up buying some booze. Who knows? Number 36. Iowa. Don't even think about throwing a brick onto a highway in Iowa. This law seems like it would make sense, and you wouldn't have to make it an official law. It's believed that while they're making snowball throwing laws on highways, they want to go ahead and make a brick law. Number 35. Kansas. While you're in the state of Kansas, you gotta be careful about how you go about getting your food for lunch. Rabbits cannot be shot from motorboats, and you can't catch fish with your bare hands. You also definitely cannot use mules to hunt ducks. Number 34. Kentucky. You better tie the knot with the person you truly love in this state. 3 strikes and you're out. In the state of Kentucky, it's believed that you're not allowed to get married more than 3 times, possibly to discourage women from going around too much. Number 33. Louisiana. Be careful where you decide to get your pizza delivered in the state of Louisiana. It's illegal to have a pizza delivered to the wrong address, which could result in a $500 fine. Not checking your address could be a costly mistake. Number 32. Maine. In the state of Maine, there was a law made for colonists to bring their shotguns to church in the case of a Native American attack. Are those dang Passamaquoddy and Micmac tribes up to no good again? It's just one of those ridiculous laws that haven't been replaced yet, we assume. Number 31. Maryland. In public parks, if you're in the state of Maryland, you might not be able to show off the gun show since it's illegal to wear sleeveless shirts here. Decency laws might vary from state to state, but believed it was created in the 1800s to clean up the boardwalk a little bit. Number 30. Massachusetts. No hunting on Sundays in this state, folks. Even after 300 years have gone by, hunting on Sundays is still illegal here, and it's not just for religious reasons. Hikers have felt as though they should keep it illegal so they can enjoy the trails on Sundays without worrying about a stray bullet. Number 29. Michigan. Robbers might have an easy time in Michigan. They're technically allowed to file a lawsuit against a homeowner if they hurt themselves during a robbery. Apparently, harming someone in protection of your property isn't allowed here. Number 28. Minnesota. If you're doing some off-roading in the state of Minnesota, you might want to be a little bit careful about how dirty your tires are. Driving around in a truck with dirty tires is considered to be a public nuisance and can result in a fine. Number 27. Mississippi. Cattle rustling is still a very serious punishment in the town of Brandon. It's punishable by hanging, actually. You're also not allowed to walk your dog without a diaper in the city of Temperance. Number 26. Missouri. In the state of Missouri, they certainly believe in the Second Amendment, and there's no law that prohibits minors from owning or possessing guns. A parent can still be charged with negligence, however, if the minor gets into their gun safe. Number 25. Montana. Montana might be a great state to do some fishing, but some might be breaking the law. It's actually illegal for a woman to go fishing alone on Sundays, and illegal for any unmarried woman to fish alone. Number 24. Nebraska. Don't give your kid a soda before going to church in Nebraska. If a child burps during a church service, they're obviously a demon spawn and the parents might get arrested. Number 23. Nevada. Many tourists all over the world come to sell things in order to get a few extra bucks for the poker tables. But don't plan on pawning your dentures unless you have no concern for the law. Was this law created so people could even though they lost all their money playing roulette? Who knows? Number 22. New Hampshire. New Hampshire might have beautiful coastlines, but it's forbidden to collect seaweed from the beach. People apparently were using it as fertilizer, but this gave some people an unfair advantage, so they thought they'd make it illegal. Number 21. New Jersey. There are only 2 states in the country where it's actually illegal to actually pump your own gas. One is New Jersey and the other is Oregon. Some claim that gas is actually lower in these states, but many are still scratching their head as to why it's illegal. Number 20. New Mexico. Students are forced to learn a censored version of Romeo and Juliet in New Mexico, where 400 sexually explicit words were taken out of the classic play of Shakespeare. It's unclear whether or not this is still in full effect, but it's reported that it did take place between 1983 and 1984 by the New Mexico State Board of Education. Number 19. New York. One of the 10 Commandments in New York is still in effect, and if you're thinking about going on AshleyMadison.com, you might want to think twice. It's still technically illegal to commit adultery in this state, despite it being rarely enforced. About a dozen people or so, though, have been charged since the 1970s. Number 18. North Carolina. In this state, you can actually declare a marriage to be void if your spouse is physically impotent. Number 17. North Dakota. Good thing there aren't any major league sporting events here. It's technically illegal to serve beer and pretzels at the same time. Number 16. Ohio. In the city of Akron, Ohio, it's illegal to sell colored chickens. Number 15. Oklahoma. Believe it or not, the state of Oklahoma actually banned all tattoos up until 2006. It was actually illegal to have some kind of ink done, but they still won't tolerate anyone taking a bite out of anyone else's cheeseburger as well. Number 14. Oregon. While things are getting hot and heavy between your partner and Oregon, don't consider whispering dirty things into their ear while making love. Seriously though, how the heck are they going to enforce this kind of thing? Number 13. Pennsylvania. This state might be home to Gettysburg, but you won't see any cannons being fired during anyone's wedding. It's illegal to discharge any firearms, explosives, or cannons during a wedding here. Number 12. Rhode Island. No horse racing on public streets here, guys. The Fast and the Furious must have been around a little bit longer than you like to think. Number 11. South Carolina. Oh no, the residents of Myrtle Creek, South Carolina will no longer be able to enjoy the good old-fashioned excitement of a quality kangaroo boxing match anymore. It's been made illegal to box with a kangaroo here. Number 10. South Dakota. In South Dakota, you better be drinking some coffee before you show up to work at a cheese factory. You better hope your boss doesn't find anyone sleeping on the job, because this would mean that they can get fired or end up in a jail cell. Number 9. Tennessee. In the state of Tennessee, Netflix might be a little less chill, you could say. You are not legally able to share your Netflix password with anyone. Sharing entertainment subscription services is banned under Section 3911-106. This could almost be like illegally tapping into someone else's cable. Number 8. Texas. How can blind people even manage to aim a rifle properly? They claim that with laser sights, they should be able to hunt properly, but they should also be able to get a partner though. It's really still hard to justify this one though, guys. Number 7. Utah. You better make sure to keep your wife on a short leash while visiting Utah. Technically, every crime committed by a wife in this state becomes a man's responsibility as long as she is in his presence during the time of the crime. Number 6. Vermont. Atheists, consider yourself warned if you start talking about your beliefs in Vermont. Although it's probably not too well enforced, it's still illegal to deny the existence of God in this state. It would probably go to Supreme Court though if someone got arrested. Number 5. Virginia. You can look, but don't touch, or you could end up in jail. Putting your hand on a woman's derriere could land you 60 days in jail. There's even a case where a 6-year-old in Virginia slapped a girl on the butt during class and followed him on his permanent record until he was 18. And you better respect the seagull population here too, because it's stating that spitting on a seagull could be illegal. Number 4. Washington. If you're a woman and you sit on a man's lap in a bus or train without placing a pillow between the lap and your derriere, it's a 6-month jail sentence here. Number 3. West Virginia. In West Virginia, it's illegal to actually fall asleep on a train. Number 2. Wisconsin. A mother was prosecuted and charged apparently for giving too explicit of a birds and bees speech for her children. She allegedly described oral sex, other types of sex, and showed them a dildo. Do you think she went too far? Let us know in the comment section. And number 1. Wyoming. Y'all better take off your cowboy hats when you come into a theater in Wyoming, and you won't be breaking the law. Hey guys, if you haven't noticed already, we're almost at 1 million subscribers, so remember to smash that subscribe button.